Hello students, let's start our next chapter, dual nature of radiation and matter. Let's start from the fundamental definition in the chapter, work function. Of course, you might have very familiar with this definition, work function. In your early chapters you might have studied, but let us recapitulate this under this chapter. Okay, you are very well known with the condition that metals are abundant source for free electrons, right? So let's start our discussion from those free electrons and then we can come to this work function condition. Okay, right. In metals, the electrons in the outer shells of the atoms are loosely bound, very well known thing for you, isn't it or not? And they move about freely throughout the lattice of the positive ions, and such loosely bound electrons, and we call them as free electrons. What we call those electrons which are moving freely, we call them as free electrons. These free electrons, however, remain or confined to the conductor and cannot leave its surface at ordinary temperature and at moderate electric fields when these electrons were taken into account. Okay, but the moment an electron comes out of the metal surface with its negative charge, obviously the metal surface acquires an equal positive charge and pulls it back. There is thus a potential barrier. Imagine if I consider, let's say suppose here I am drawing, imagine if we have a metal surface, under this we have some electrons. Imagine, suppose one of the electron, if it starts coming out, here is the electron, this electron has been shifted to here. What happens to that particular case in that situation as it left here? This electron which is having the negative charge is, of course I am speaking about at the nearby surface, understand this, this electron is not far away, it's just very near to that. Okay, in that situation there is a negative charge and this metal plate will acquire an equal positive charge, isn't it or not? What happens? This positive charge tries to pull back this electron backwards. Hence, here is a potential barrier. Potential barrier. What do you mean by this potential barrier? This electron has to perform some work in order to escape this metal surface. So there is some potential difference of that, and that's what we are calling it as potential barrier. Barrier refers to there is a blockage so that this electron has to come cross over there. Okay, so that's what. Thus there must be some work done which has to be done on this electron. Okay, are we clear with this? Because this electron has to cross this potential barrier, and thus then only it is possible for the free electron to overcome or just escape the metal surface, and that minimum amount of energy required by an electron to just escape from the metal surface is called work function. So the minimum amount of energy required by an electron to just escape from metal surface is called work function. Are we clear with this? Right. And on what factors it depends upon? It depends on nature of the metals and as well as conditions of the surface. In what condition the particular metal surface what we have taken is. Condition refers to temperature, all the remaining physical features. Okay, especially more important regarding the temperature and as well as the position or the nature, all these two. So nature of the metal and as well as conditions. Conditions refers to all those physical conditions kind of. And this work function will be measured in electron volt. This is electron volt, ELECTRON, electron volt. Of course, you in your 10th standard you might have got an introduction regarding this electron volt. So let me recapitulate that also. So the kinetic energy gained by an electron when it is accelerated through a potential difference of 1 volt. So the kinetic energy gained by the electron when it got accelerated by a potential difference of 1 volt is nothing but electron volt. Thus, can I write down like this? Energy gained by an electron is nothing but work done by the electric field. That's it, right? We are speaking about in the moderate electric fields, the electron doesn't come out. So if we increase, then alone it is possible for the electron to come out of that. So hence, whatever the energy gained by is nothing but work done by the electric field. Can I write down like this? Hence, it is nothing but QV. Of course, V is nothing but the potential what we have applied. Okay, In the first chapters we have already seen this kind of problems many, and thus 1 electron volt is nothing but charge of the electron into potential what we have applied, 1.6 × 10 power minus 19 coulomb into 1 volt. So coulomb volt, which is nothing but joule, it's nothing but work done, right? Energy gain, work done and all. So obviously it will be measured in, that's what. So 1 electron volt is nothing but 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joule. Remember, electron volt is a commonly used unit of energy in the atomic and as well as nuclear physics whenever we consider. And coming to the different kinds of the metals, every metal will possess different kinds of the work function. Out of all, the work function of the platinum is highest, and while for the cesium it is a very lowest value. So platinum has the highest value while cesium has the lowest value. Okay, remember these two conditions. Later let's move on to the kinds of the emission of that electron. So we are stating that the electron has been removed from the metal surface, that's fine and okay, but in how many different ways we can take out this electron from the metal surface? Let's look at that particular case. Okay, so electron emission, the phenomena of emission of electrons from the metal surface is called electron emission. So whenever we take out an electron from the metal surface, we call that particular process is nothing but electron emission. For the emission of electrons from the metal surface, the energy of electrons must be higher than the work function of the metal, and for this release of from the metal surface, the electron may be supplied by the required amounts of energy by any of the following methods, whatever we are actually going to see here. Okay, so obviously, right, whatever the energy we are going to supply there for the electron to take out, that must be greater than the work function what that particular metal is having or that particular electron is having. So these are the most possible and the common ways which we are actually going to discuss about. Out of that, the first one is thermoionic emission. Thermoionic emission. Thermoionic emission. What do you mean by the thermoionic emission? When a metal is heated, its free electrons get sufficient thermal energy and they can overcome the surface barrier. This method of removal of electrons is called thermoionic emission, and the emitted electrons are called thermions or thermoelectrons. So simply to write down or for the remembrance, we can call it as I'm just writing it as heating. So when we heat the metal plate, the electrons which are associated from that particular metal plate will get the sufficient energy. Of course, the average kinetic energy, of course from that also we can speak about the temperature condition. Every body will possess temperature, and thus the metal surface too. But that surface energy or that average kinetic energy or that thermal energy may not be sufficient for the electron to come out of the metal surface. Thus, if we heat the metal plate, this metal surface whatever we have taken will absorb this heat energy, and thus the electrons which are inside that particular metal plate, and they will come out of that particular metal surface what we are actually taking, and those electrons whatever we are calling is nothing but the thermoionic emission, and the electrons which came out of this particular process are called thermions or thermoelectrons, and the process is called thermoionic emission. Next one is field emission or cold cathode emission. Dangerous method this was actually. Field emission or cold cathode emission. Just now we have discussed about this. When a metal surface is subjected to a very high electric fields, probably in the order of 10 power 3 to 10 power 8 volt per meter, the electrons will emit from that, and this kind of emission is nothing but field or cold cathode emission. Remember, this kind of, again I am telling you, this kind of electron emission is dangerous and less efficient too. So here we are going to apply the voltage, that's it, right? We are actually applying the electric fields. So let me write down, applying electric fields, E bar. Applying electric field gives us electron, and which is a dangerous too. Remember, it's dangerous and less efficient too. This is a dangerous process too. Let's start the third one, which is photoelectric effect, a very important one. In this process, electrons are emitted from the metal surface when electromagnetic radiations of sufficiently high frequency are incident on it, and the emitted electrons are called photoelectrons. But the only problem is the rate of emission is very low. Rate of emission, what do you mean by rate of emission? Number of charges per unit time is nothing but current, photo current, which we call it as. we have a detailed study about this. So illumination, I am going to write down simply illumination. So illumination refers to incidenting light ray on that particular metal plate whatever we have taken. So this knockouts the electron from the metal surface. Remember, not in all the possible kind of the wavelengths, different wavelengths we will use, and that was the effect we are going to speak about. And those electrons which we are getting here are called photoelectrons, and this entire effect is called photoelectric effect, and the current we are actually getting is called photocurrent. And as I told you already, the rate of emission is a very low process, and will be order of microamperes. The photocurrent will be in the order of, and we have a detailed study about this photoelectric effect later after. That was our next topic too. Okay, coming to the last one, secondary emission. When fast moving electrons take a metal surface, they transfer some of their energy to the free electrons of the metal. As a result, the energy of the free electrons becomes more than the work function of the metal, and they got ejected from the metal surface. The emitted electrons are called secondary electrons, and this method of removal of electrons is called secondary emission. So it's like a striker and as well as the resultant, both are same. When fast moving electrons are striking, so collision with electrons, you can simply call it as collision with let's say fast moving electron, collision with fast moving electrons. So when fast moving electrons hits the metal surface, they transfer some of their energy. That's it, right? Obviously, whenever they are moving with greater velocity, the part and part of the kinetic energy will be supplied to that, and thus part of the energy will be transferred to the free electrons of the metal, and because of this their energy has been increased, and thus the free electrons become attains more than their work function, and thus they will eject from the metal surface. And remember, the electrons which emitted from this process are called secondary electrons, and this method of removal is called secondary emission. And let's make a note regarding the emission of the electrons, free electrons and all. Let's make a note regarding this. Okay, remember, whenever we speak about free electrons in a metal, free electrons in a metal are free in the sense that they move inside the metal in a constant potential. That's it, right? Whenever we consider, okay, they are not free to come out of the metal. Remember that additional energy is needed to eject them out from the particular metal surface whenever we consider so. Okay, and all the free electrons in a metal do not have the same energy. At a constant temperature, these electrons have a certain energy distribution, which we have already discussed in our earlier classes in the kinetic theory of the gases. There random energies, thermal energies, which you have already seen. So there will be a distribution of, just like how the velocities have been distributed, mean, average, RMS, just like in a similar fashion, energy also will be distributed, will never possess a particular value of, it will be from one particular range to some certain range of. Keeping this alone mind, we have derived the condition for the kinetic theory of the gas equation. Do you remember, right? So a range of energies they will possess. So from not exactly the kind of, and because of the energy distribution of free electrons in a metal, the energy required to eject an electron in is different for different kind of the electrons, and an electron with higher energy requires less additional energy to come out of the metal than that of which is having a lower energy. Therefore, we can simply call that to be as like a work function is the minimum energy required by an electron to get out of the metal surface. So not every electron will require the same amount of, because the different kind of the electrons will possess different kind of the energy levels or different kind of the states. So keeping that in mind, we have to think in such a way that electrons which are having higher energy requires less energy, while the electrons having less energy requires more external support. That's it, right, in order to come out of that. So not all that kind of, but work function will be defined as the minimum amount of energy required to remove an electron to get out of the metal surface. Are we clear with this?